Federal authorities have now charged the suspect in the Christmas Day plot to bomb a Northwest flight as it descended into Detroit with attempting to destroy an airplane with a destructive device. Now, this coming as the investigation spreads across several continents. Let's bring in our legal panel on what this case against the Nigerian might look like. Our Fox News legal analyst Bob Massi joins us, as well as defense attorney Mimi Coffey. Good to see you both. Bob, you know, the planning and preparation took place overseas. The incendiary components were gathered there. The device ingredients may have actually literally been mixed over international waters in mid-flight. But since it was a U.S.-owned and operated carrier, since the ignition or detonation happened over our airspace, and obviously since some of the passengers were U.S. citizens, will this therefore be an American legal case?
Jurisdiction should be here, Greg, without question, because of all the facts you just laid out. That doesn't mean the other countries do not have some type of standing to bring some type of acts, but obviously they're going to be looking to the United States. And you said something very interesting in your intro, and that is, how is this going to be handled? And I think you really shed a very good light. I think it's very important, Greg, we see how aggressive, how direct our government now, the federal courts, U.S. attorney will be in the vigorous prosecution to send a message, although we should not be naive to think that that is necessarily a deterrent.
You know, Mimi, legally one can draw a comparison, perhaps, to Richard Reed, the so-called shoe bomber. He was tried and convicted here in the United States, even though he was a British citizen. His departure was from France. His destination, though, was the United States, and he was on board a U.S. carrier. And the facts are really strikingly similar, assuming that the facts are true as we've been reporting them. Do you see the same legal process and legal result here?
Oh, absolutely. And the real question is, how does this happen? 8 years ago on Christmas, it should be high security alert. We had no marshals on the airplane. We have his father going to the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria saying, don't let my son go to America. And he's on a federal suspect database list. And yet, talk about the similarities, Greg, with Richard Reed. There you have it. I mean, our system is broken down.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, I'm up against a hard break. But, Bob, are we looking at a life term here?
Oh, I would think so, Greg. I mean, obviously, we don't know all of the counts. I would imagine, even though they said they went by criminal complaint, I believe you would agree that once they impanel grand jury in the federal system, it's probably going to by way of grand jury. They're going to go as far as they can on a penalty on this. And I think, Greg, what we have to look for also is the overall. Remember what President Bush and Secretary Rice used to say, we have to be right 100% of the time. This is a perfect example of being right 100% of the time.
Bob Massi, Mimi Coffey, I'm so sorry. We wanted more time.
Greg.
We're up against a hard break. I apologize. And stay tuned for the latest developments on this breaking news story in a moment.